You sent me. I was like, no, you're pranking me. No, I opened up my own blue post. I don't even trust your links. I opened up my own blue post. It was okay. So anyway,
Wow Tavern.
we're actually that's what when you said that, I was like, no, man, that's a prank. But I looked it up myself. It's real, apparently, and I think I'm okay saying this because we're live. Just so you know, we're live.
Okay, yeah.
Sarth confirmed this, and
okay,
and I gotta back
my
this up.
word wasn't enough.
Well, no, it's not just that. Okay, so I'm gonna explain. So if you guys know what we're talking about, read the post to the whatever over there. Barrel's getting buffed. Now, here's the thing. Sarth, at least a month ago, on his stream said, Griff, you're gonna be excited when you hear what comes out. Now, I hope that's okay that I said that. He didn't tell me anything beyond that. In fact, if I pried, he said, nope, can't talk about it, can't talk about it. He messaged me and said, this is the thing I thought you'd be excited about. He's right. I'm excited. So shout out to Sarth. Shout out to Go for letting me know this was a post. So thank you, Go. Shout out to just everybody for helping me and this is not my effort. This is the feral effort. If this is real, because a big asterisk, because I don't know. I mean, I'm excited. Hold on. Let me.
It makes sense.
Okay. The thing is, it's literally exactly what we said, and that's why I'm nervous, because like it was like point by point. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh yeah, that's a good point. And I was like, yeah, we said that. I wonder if they just copy and paste it. I mean, obviously I didn't say exactly those words, but
and they actually used the term like bear weaving.
Yeah, that in itself. Like, that was what was like, whoa, they're saying bear weaving. They didn't say gift weaving. I think they said maybe flower shifting. All right, so pretty hyped for the changes. If you can't tell, I'm hyped. Oh, hold on, let me there we go. I'll put it back up. Okay, because I was looking at the stream.
I'm on the PTR right now. It's live on the PTR.
Is it really?
Every fairy fire feral is proccing Omen.
Okay, so what you're saying is I should log on the PTR and test this bad boy out. Oh my god, we can already start testing.
So I can share my.
I'm hyperventilating. Is it Wrath of the Lich King Classic Beta? Is that the right one? No, it can't be. It's got to be Wrath Classic PTR.
Wrath Classic PTR, yeah, PTR.
Okay.
But yeah, it's proccing every fairy fire.
I'm excited. If you can't tell, I'm really excited. Is bear weaving flower shifting Dunzo? Lewis, great question. No, or maybe not. So flower shifting's dead. They're killing it. Essentially, they're making it so it doesn't do the thing that it's doing now anymore. However, bear weaving is a different story. They did say they wanted people to go away from bear weaving, but oh man, I put that on the wrong screen. But they didn't actually say any way of preventing it. They could have fixed the energy bug that we've kind of been taking advantage of, but they didn't. So that's good. So if you want to bear weave still, theoretically, it could still be a slightly higher DPS, slightly. This means things like snake weaving you don't need to do anymore, because you'll always be in cat. You won't need to. Man, there's so many things. So if you just eliminate bear weaving, that gets rid of snake weaving. If you're not flower shifting anymore, it's also get rid of snake weaving. You don't have to buy a ton of reagents anymore, which if you guys don't know, we were stacking them up. And if you guys want to try this out, it is live apparently on the PTR, so you can start testing it. Thanks, Go, for checking. Did you just go cat form and just start hitting fairy fire on targets?
Yeah, I went to the target dummy in Orgrimmar and I was like, I had to put it on my cat bar. I had to drag it down from
my add-ons are turned off. I'm just gonna try on bartender. But yeah, okay, now I made a video really quick. Go, if you didn't see, I literally threw up a video just so that there's like a placeholder, but there's so much to talk about because, and this is actually something Go mentioned, which this is why I wanted you on here. Remember when Ret Paladins got their buff and you said, God, that's so cool because even that little bit of change is going to start really like getting us to theory craft and play with, and we're in the same boat now. Like the great question is bear weaving dead? I don't know, because it may still be the #1 rotation. It has threat problems, sure, but if you've got the right tank and stuff like that, not a problem. And if it's still the #1 DPS, then the absolute pumpers are going to maintain their absolute pumpage doing bear weaving, while a lot of us are going to get our 98s or maybe our low 99s by just doing cat, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, hold on, let me see if I can game capture.
Can I start you off at like the beginning of the rotation and how it's going to change? So what are you going to cast to proc an omen before the pool now?
Okay,
Is
so
there a different spell or
oh my
something
god,
that you
you're
guys
asking so many good
do?
questions. So here's the thing. It depends on how far down the rabbit hole they went with the fix. Hold on, let me see if I can get this going. By the way, guys, I'm at my new place. I moved in over the weekend. I'm still getting settled in. No, this is not a fake screen. This is a real fake tree, though. And yeah,
A real fake tree.
it's a fake tree. I was at Big Lots and I was like, you know what? That's way better than a real one. Man, I am going to everywhere that's wrong. I'm gonna go up here. Okay, so proccing Omen of Clarity as an opener isn't a crisis, but you still want to do it. You could do depending on what procs it, you could just spam, life blooms and rejuves on people until it goes off. Or for fights like fights like the Hodir pull, you still have 10 targets you could Fairy Fire, and Caster Fairy Fire technically should still proc Omen of Clarity, so you could still, you just couldn't hit it on the boss. Like because Hodir is a very specific exception where there's those 5 targets you can, precast. Yeah. As far as anything else, yeah, you find your cheapest healing spell and just cycle it until it procs, which is gonna suck because it's not gonna be as guaranteed. I can't find a single mob. There we go. Okay. All right, so it procced it. Hold on, I'm just watching the omens. I'm gonna wait for the cooldown. I don't have any. Oh my. Okay, sorry. It works. I'll tell you.
Your first
dude,
one, and I was here.
I know. You were there.
Yay.
All right, I'm gonna do a ranged one every time. 100% proc rate. Okay, so this is not April Fool's. Absolutely banger. That's amazing. Let me see if I can fly. Okay. I don't even want to play right now. Okay. Yeah, great question. Omen of Clarity. What do you do?
Oh, I don't precast.
Because Gift of the Wild costs mana. You don't want to waste it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, losing some boss downtime OOC pre-procs is a slightly unfortunate loss. Yeah, I don't know. It's not going to be a guaranteed one like it is now, but you will still be able to fish for it pre-pull.
It is still working with caster Fairy Fire, but not every single caster Fairy Fire.
No, it's not 100%.
1 in 8 or something.
Yeah, so feeling like here, I'm just gonna start putting, because I think the ticks of a hot can also proc it. So I'm gonna put all 3 hots and just wait. It might not though. I don't remember. It's been a long time. So if you can see on my screen, I've got all 3 rolling. Yeah, see, this isn't as guaranteed though, so it's gonna suck. Because you're like, all right, let's go. Which, yeah, it's a downer, but you're also running in, opening with Fairy Fire. Most people do anyway, so you are getting that initial proc. It's not taking away. It's just a different way of getting it. So instead, like if this is your boss here, oh, I don't have my add-on to mark him. I've got all kinds of old. Okay, you would just Fairy Fire, get the proc right out of the way. Oh my god, these guys melt. Especially when I've guaranteed Omen of Clarity. Oh my god. And then here's the thing. I'm going to go over to your secret spot and do... actually, I'll go to the other spot over here. And I'll do the swipe, because that's the thing. Swipe is going to be nuts, because you could just Fairy Fire and swipe again. And yeah, you got to win a 6-second cooldown, but Omen of Clarity can still proc off your melee damage, your white damage. So the buff, Vader Mark, is Omen of Clarity now procs 100% of the time when you use Fairy Fire Feral in cat form. I think cat form. Actually, they didn't specifically say cat form.
You trying the bear?
Maybe that. Yeah, I'm wondering if bear is that, because that's a huge boon for bear if that's the case. That'll be the next thing I test. Let me see if I can find a guy right here. Oh, hi. Is it elite? I don't
know where my bear bar is.
I'm almost there.
It is.
I just got to find a mob for the bear.
Yep.
It does? Yeah. 100% for bear. That's going to be huge too. Not that bears really have a rage problem, but it will help their snap threat as well. Can you cast Fairy Fire in cat form? Yeah, I'm going to do that in a second. I'm just trying to get a large mob. So I don't have my add-on to usually that it will show me like in bright letters that I've got Fairy Fire. So I'm just going to use it. Let me do bear first. All right. So proc. Oh my god, 100% in bear form too, guys. This is, so if you're wondering like, yeah, who cares? Like, what's the big deal? So if you're starting with a caster mob and you run in, you enrage, you maul, you mangle, and they miss, or they're cast, you've now taken no damage and your rage is going to be low. But because you've got Feral Fairy Fire, you can guarantee that you get one more extra damage every 6 seconds because you get a free one through that. That's going to be a huge one for opening threat. Yeah, you're obviously going to be doing Berserk, so it's going to be nice. But still, like, that's a huge thing for bear threat as well. So that's a boost for both cats and bears. Okay, now let's do cat, because again, this is going to be fun. See if I can get up on this table. I can V them. There we go. Okay, so I don't even have Savage Roar up.
I mean, I guess Boomies could get a Omen proc if we fairy fired in cat form on the pool.
Yeah. You could run in as cat.
Found a rat, got a dig rat, and fairy fired or dig rat.
It's just 100%. It's gonna change the rotation because now you've got to factor it. I mean, I think my weak aura automatically assumes you need fairy fire up, but now it's actually I'm gonna have to change it so that when it comes off cooldown, hit that button. That is gonna be a rework. Okay. Let's see. I must have put the ring on my bar. I must have put the wrong one, maybe. Yeah, like you need to be Feral Fairy Fire, but both cat and bear benefit this. Different spell technically because it's called Fairy Fire Feral. So stupid. If you can't tell, I am super hyped. Like super hyped.
You're gonna be up all night. Like
well, that's the thing. Like it said 24 hours, so that probably means the Tuesday. So that means we're gonna get it the raid day. Most people raid the same day it resets, so I'm gonna be able to do it on raid day and see if it's an absolute game changer. And this is gonna cost respecs as well. We're gonna need to respec, so let's talk about that really quick.
respec.
Yeah, because okay, so hopefully I don't know what spec I'm in. This is my my PTR spec, but there are 2 specs that ferals can run. They can run the pure cat spec, which is usually used for Gift of the Wild sometimes, but even Gift of the Wild people tend to use the bear spec. But then there's a bear spec that gives you a little bit more damage in bear form. So if you're not going to do bear weaving at all, you can drop the talents that are right here. Protector of the Pack. Increase your attack power by 6% and reduce the damage you take by 12% while in bear form. You don't need that anymore. Instead, you can go into Feral Aggression. And because you're not going to be shifting anymore, you don't need 5 points in Fear anymore because you're always in cat form. So you could drop points here and put all of those into Feral Aggression, which increases your Ferocious Bite damage. Increase the attack power reduction of Demo Roar and the damage caused by your Ferocious Bite by 15%. So everyone's going to be respecking. I mean, or unless you do what I do, and that's my other spec anyway. But I forgot how to respec because it's so rare.
Logan.
Watch, I don't have gold. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm going to put on the safety feature so I don't screw this up.
The safety feature on the PTR, bro.
I don't want to have to just keep redoing it. Okay, so we're gonna go ferocity again. 5 points of ferocity. Here, I'm gonna move this screen over. Okay, there. They're not gonna change for you. We're gonna do 5 more points in feral aggression, which is what we didn't do before. In fact, we'll skip it for now. It's gonna be annoying, but whatever. Savage, we're not gonna go thick hide because we're cats. We are gonna go feral instinct because swipe is gonna be amazing now. We're gonna pick up survival instincts because it helps us survive based on our instincts. 3 points, sharpened claws. We're gonna get the triangle. You always get the triangle. We're definitely gonna get predatory strikes and shredding attacks. Is that what it's called? Yeah, okay. We're gonna get feral charge because it's OP. Survival of the fittest because it's OP. Heart of the wild. We're not gonna pick up natural reaction because that's bear spec. We're gonna get leader of the pack. Now, in the past, a lot of people have dropped improved leader of the pack to only get 1 point. I don't think you need to do this anymore, but this will be where we lose a point if I get down to it and it doesn't. And then you get predatory instincts. You're gonna take mangle. You're gonna do King of the Jungle, and you don't have to pick up improved mangle because you still won't be reapplying it all the time. So now we have to put points somewhere. We're obviously just going to go to feral aggression, slap 5 points in there, get our 5 points here, get our 1 point here, berserk, switch over. Oh my god, I'm going so fast. I'm like wound. I'm not even on caffeine right now. Is that crazy?
I'm just trying to keep up with like listening to you but watching the delay.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so we're in the situation where we have to shave 1 point to get our master shapeshifter, and that will be in improved leader. So we'll do that. There might be another place to lose it, but for right now, I think that's what you do. So this would be your feral spec now. You'd have 2, 3, 5, 3, 1, 2, and then here you'd go double on the top, 5 and 3, 2, 1, 3. Now you could skip survival instincts if you want to keep improved. That's probably like a good place to drop something. However, survival instincts even if you're always cat, is super powerful, because like if you ever pull aggro, you could pop SI and it puts your health up into like the 35s and you'll probably live, especially if you bark skin with it. But the other good reason is if you're doing something like, if you are off tanking on Iron Council and you have to just pull, like you do the opener maybe, because like we do 3 tanks. I'm not a big fan of that, but we do 3 tanks. You could instead just get this thing, and that's enough to like keep you alive if you want to survive the run out. I forgot what the actual spell's called, but yeah, that would be your spec, right? 100%. Back me up.
Can you scroll down just a little bit?
What do you mean? Oh yeah, sure.
I just don't see what's below leader of the pack.
Oh, so leader of the pack, and then you go into Mangle 1 point. Now, what they changed from TBC to Wrath was they added improved Mangle, which reduces the cost of Mangle, and it reduces the cooldown of Mangle in bear form. The reason it's not a big deal is because they also made Mangle in like 3.3, I think. They made Mangle the debuff last a full minute, so you don't have to reapply it very often. So shaving off, I think it's 6 points of energy, is on a spell you only cast once a minute, is not a big deal. However, you are likely going to be casting it in cat form, whereas in the past you do it during your bear weave. Whew. Okay, hold on, I gotta catch up with the chat. Apparently it's live right now. What? Drobby.
Live?
Or on the PTR? Because it is on the PTR.
Live.
I'm on the PTR. I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna have a billion screens open now. Has Feral been buffed? Yes. Diggle Doodle. Feral Fairy Fire is now a 100% chance to proc. I know, I am berserk for real. 100% chance to proc Omen of Clarity, which essentially means our dreams came true. Remember that video I made where they said, hey, we should do this? And they're like, okay. They pretty much they gave me the big thumbs up. They gave me a big thumbs up. I'm really excited. Let me log into my Druid. Over. There we go. And I'll switch screens in case you guys want to see.
All right, so maybe it's a coincidence, but recently you just got hired at a new position, and then now all of a sudden,
listen,
Feral's got a buff.
You can't see my Blizzard shirt I'm wearing right now. No. Yeah, so it's live. So it's not even on the PTR. I mean, it's on the PTR, but it's also, they said within 24 hours. So, I mean, I thought they would wait until the reset, but
yeah, I assumed reset.
Yeah, no. So the Omen of Clarity proc will not work on players. So player to player, so PvP, it won't work. It'll only work on PvE environments or NPCs essentially. Which is fine, because that was the big concern we had with Feral Fairy Fire is if they make this buff, how big of a change would it be to PvP? Because Ferals are already pretty pumpy in PvP. I'm gonna check it right now. This is live. If you guys, the screen you're seeing now is live, and my Omen of Clarity is gonna put like a half blue circle around my screen when it procs. So, so if you couldn't get by that noise I made, it is live right now. Feel free to hop on, test it out. And it's still proccing off white damage, which means we're gonna have to go on. Oh my God, we're gonna have to go to test dummies and see what the proc rate is compared to before, because in theory it's 6 more procs per minute. Wait, 10 more procs per minute. Is every 6 seconds if you press it on cooldown. That means my my weak order has to be modified. Oh, and I just got kicked off. My game just froze.
Wait, what? too much Omen procs.
Dude, it's feeling my energy. It's like calm down, calm down. I am really excited. If you guys don't know, yeah, I'm so happy. I've been, for the last couple months, I've been pushing for this. I got so much crap from people for pushing for this. So I'm really glad everyone in the community, like, you know, backed me up, helped me out, and Ferals don't suck anymore. Well, ask me that question.
Ask you the question?
Yeah, ask me if Ferals still suck.
Hey man, with this change, it's not really gonna do much. 5 to 10%. Ferals are still gonna suck, man.
They're still gonna suck. And that's the thing. Like, they're not gonna be top DPS. Maybe in ICC they might, because by then we'll have a high enough crit that our our combo points will be able to build up so rapidly that we will able to do ferocious bite more frequently, which will increase our DPS drastically. So don't keep pressing Feral Fairy Fire. But yeah, like this is going to change rotation. This is going to change. I mean, not drastically. You just have to fit a Feral Fairy Fire in there. But it is going to change how we play our class because we're not going to be doing this anymore. Oh my god, I have to remove all the bear weaving crap. Oh man, if only I had planned for this and put
darn
such
a shame you got buffed.
Hold on. I had to let me go into this. Custom options, bear weaving, lacerate weaving, heal cat. There. Okay, so bear weaving. I just removed bear weaving from my game. That's how cool weak auras are. Glyphs? Great question. They stay exactly the same. Yeah, it doesn't benefit you.
I thought there was a bear glyph.
We just suck less. I think that's the best way to say it, Vecnos. Yeah, we're still gonna be, we're not gonna be a top DPS. We're not gonna bump up to S tier all of a sudden. But our rotation is gonna be easier, which means we're gonna be able to maintain our DPS longer. And yeah, and that's kind of a big deal. So even people that are average ferals like me lately, we're gonna get a boost. So we're gonna be able to compete a lot more consistently. So that little orange bar, wait, hold on, where's my camera? The little orange bar on our DPS is going to shrink a little bit because the skill gap is going to be smaller. That's why I use your weak aura. I customize. I didn't think UV lobbing would work. Thank you.
Weak aura's not even that bad.
Thank you, Roger. No, some people like it the way they like it. That's what's cool about weak auras is you can modify them all you want. Yeah, they're all gonna pass up. Okay, so Vader, that's a good question, and I think they're going to creep. They're going to creep past them in TOGC. Well, I really think that.
Look at the Ulduar stuff from Wowhead.
Hold on, I'm on the wrong screen. Okay, I got to get out of this game. There's too much going on.
For the overall statistics, damage to bosses.
Well, damage to bosses isn't fair. Hold on.
You like overall damage?
Yeah, it's got to be because it doesn't matter on damage to bosses. So, are you looking at Wowhead?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like the post from.
Well, let me turn this back on. What's it called?
Wrath of Lich King Phase 2 DPS rankings week 10.
I don't see it. Can you send me a link?
From 4 days ago, bro?
I don't. I'm just looking at the list. Recent news. I'll click all. Oh, I just sorted it. All right, cool. Hopefully I didn't freeze you.
I guess the bottom left.
Okay, let me put it on the screen so you guys can see what we're talking about. Okay, cool. So here's what you're talking about. Okay, so man, this is actually a good time to talk about this. So here is damage. I think this is all damage, right? Yeah, damage. This is damage to everything, not just bosses. We are about this far behind. I think I don't think we're going to jump that much in this phase. I think in phase 2, this is about where we're going to end up. However, in phase 3, I think we are going to start to catch up to you guys. I think that's the big jump. We're going to pass balanced druids, and that might be it. But the thing I want to talk about is this thing. So feral druids have one of the longest gaps, even though balanced druids have a long gap now too. This should shrink slightly. Yeah, this should shrink slightly because the skill floor should creep up a little bit to be a top tier DPS. Single target for sure, but also I want to point out our AoE is going to absolutely feel it. And we definitely need a weak aura to make sure we're pressing Fairy Fire as often as we can, because if you're not in the habit of doing it, it's not one of those things where you do it when you're low on energy, like you do with bear weaving. It's one of those things that you do it when you have it off cooldown because it will keep you from going out of energy. So it's a different style of play than we were playing. It's if you ever play private servers, it is private server ferals. It is fit it in. Will the add the damage to Fairy Fire like on bear? No. So the feral Fairy Fire damage is only for bear. Yeah. I'm really excited. Go was really excited for me, so I made him come on, and I was hoping Bearbis would hop on, but I actually haven't seen him in chat. Being able to swipe more in trash packs is going to be, I know, and it's going to be very smooth for us to increase our swipe in trash, because if you want, you can do the thing where when you hit empty on swipe, you just press Feral Fairy Fire until it pops back up. That's what's going to be kind of cool about it. Or you can be proactive and just try to fit it in, and I think that'll be the more. But if you guys didn't hear, I'm going to put it back on the screen. Feral Fairy Fire, yeah, is now 100% proc chance. Omen of Clarity live. It is current in the game. You could test it out yourself. Feel free. Guys, please like this video. I really want everyone to find out about this. Like my other video I made. Thank you. By the way, I want to shout out to Sarth. If you guys didn't hear me at the beginning, Sarth is one that gave me a heads up this might happen. Oh, but also I want to give a shout out to, I didn't forget about it. I think it's called Soledad. One sec.
Oh, you sent you the leak?
Yeah, so that's the other thing I want to talk to you about. Sadisco, that's his name, Sadisco. So if you guys don't remember, we made a leak video. We made a couple of them, but one of them was talking about this exact thing happening at the beginning of phase 3. They also talked about champion seals changing. So if this is true, champion seals have now because remember, if you guys watched that video, I said the champion seal thing seems more likely, and the Feral Fairy Fire thing is the thing that made us doubt it. If the Feral Fairy Fire thing is now happening, champion seals may be very important. Start doing your TOGC or your TOC dailies, because they are going to they might become very crucial in order to get the trophies, or maybe even gems. We don't know, but we think they're going to be important. Whew. Yes.
I did finally start doing those the other day. I forget when it was, Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
I actually did the quest out there.
Damage output during trash was higher with flower shifting than with this new change. It depends on how often you're flower shifting. If you're flower shifting literally every time you run out of energy, maybe. But what this is going to do, it's going to increase your white damage. It's going to allow you to stay in cat form, so you don't have to deal with the GCD problem that you have from shifting. And I mean, you still get the GCD from casting Feral Fairy Fire, but you don't get the second one for shifting back into form. So in theory, this should increase. So snake weaving is dead unless you're going to continue to bear weave. And I do want to point out, if you choose to bear weave, potentially it'll still be a higher DPS. It'll have, it has the potential to be slightly higher DPS, but we don't know. We can start testing, and I'm sure people are already testing. But this is a much easier rotation. So any fight that has a complex mechanism or mechanic where you're moving a lot, actually the example I always think of that I was talking to Table Slam about is in XT, when I constantly have to switch to the sparks. It sucks because I have to deal with lacerate, and I've got to like make sure I'm rotating, whereas like now it's not as big of a deal to do stuff like that because I'm just staying in cat form. Maybe I'll just swipe, I won't even bother to. But I think a lot of stuff's going to be rethought. You're going to see, I can't wait to look at the logs in a week or two to see how this affects, not just like the average geared person. Like I'm average geared right now, but these top tier geared ferals are going to just, maybe they'll stay, or maybe they're going to just bump up an extra 10-20%. I don't know. And that's what's so exciting. And if you guys can't tell, I'm really excited.
I want to see Table tomorrow in raid. See how he's pumping. He's already doing crazy damage on trash packs.
Yeah.
Like right before Vezex, his AoE was nuts.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite time to do, because Vezex trash takes so long from the top down. You could do 2 to 3 berserks depending on the pace. So your AoE damage is really good there, because you've got the big pull, then you've got the 2 pull. Oh no, sorry, the big pull, and then the 1 pull. Yeah, the 1 pull. Then you go down the stairs, and you've got the 1 pull, the 8 pull, the 1 pull, the 8 pull, the 1 pull, and the 8 pull. I think that's right. Regardless, it doesn't seem like it, but you've got like 9 minutes before you actually pull Vesex. And some people don't pop Berserk on Vesex opener, so they have even longer that they could, So like, yeah, that's a really good trash spot. Trophies I assume you can buy with a lot of Emblems of Triumph to keep Heroic Plus dungeons relevant longer. Yeah, Ufa, I think that's what's going to be the question is, now that this is true, how important are those champion seals? And if they stick with Emblems of Triumph, I don't think anyone's going to care. But if they switch it, I think people are going to have a panic attack. Like the opposite of how I feel now is how they're going to feel, because they're going to be like, but I thought. So we said this before, just get your honor. Get your honor. They're not going to change the honor. They're not going to mess with the PvP people. It's going to still be honor based, and which is great too, because more people go into battlegrounds instead of the bot DKs that are there now. But yeah, so again, Feral Fairy Fire procs 100%. It is now live on my server, probably on yours. Check it out, try it out. Let me know what the results are in the comments, or reach out to me on the Discord. We are going to talk about this even more on Wednesday during our podcast. Even though it is the Boomy podcast, I will find a way to work this into every single conversation. I promise you. So, yeah. Anything else?
Would you macro this into every ability? Just put Fairy, Feral, Fire, Fairy, Fire,
No.
Feral, whatever on the top,
so,
and then have Rake?
No. I mean, some people might do that. Okay, that's a good question. So I'm not going to end the pod yet. Okay. I was going to wrap it up, but no. Okay, you do that with stuff that doesn't have a GCD. Like what's the Paladin one? Righteous Defense? Whatever, they're taunt.
It'd be like Barkskin.
Yeah, Barkskin. It has no GCD. You bind it to everything. But the problem with doing that with this is, if, especially on a crucial time, let's say the boss is 4% and you hit Ferocious Bite and and Feral Fairy Fire's up. You get Feral Fairy Fire up. It locks your GCD. It gives you Omen of Clarity, but now the boss is dead, and your Ferocious Bite, which would have hit for like 20k, you didn't even get off. So it's dangerous, and since it's on a 6-second cooldown, it's long enough that you could just keep your eye on it. Again, like the weak auras will all be updated. I know I'm updating mine. Whoever makes theirs is probably going to make it more of a priority. But yeah, I know there's other ones. I'm trying to think, like gloves, rocket boots. I think rocket boots are no GCD, right?
Yeah, they shouldn't be.
Yeah, like even potions, stuff like that. So all that stuff, that's the stuff I'd bind into a secondary spell. But when Feral Fairy Fire has a GCD, you don't want to do that. Anytime multiple things have a GCD, you don't want to stack them, because then you can't dictate when they go off. I know, Diggle, I did it for a few seconds, and I'm legit so excited. And again, thank you for the Feral community. I had a couple people say, great job, Grifton, and I did make videos, and I'm proud of myself. But like, also, this wasn't a lone wolf thing. A lot of Ferals reached out. A lot of people commented on the posts we made. They annoyed people with bug reports, things like that. Other people talked about it. So this wasn't this was the Feral community that did this. So I'm really excited. And apparently they've had this on the books for like 2 months. So if you get in a party with spam AB, you can spawn trap the DK bots. Yeah, the DK. Oh my god, they need to fix that. If you guys don't know, go into any battleground. The DKs are all botted. It's so bad. Okay, but yeah, anything else you want to say before I wrap this up? Go, because that was actually a really good idea.
I don't know.
This week is going to be so exciting for Ferals. Oh my god.
I know. I said it when Rets got their change. I'll say it again now that Feral has their change. I'm so jealous that you guys get to sit there and theory craft and come up with a new rotation, figure out what's best again.
No, the thing is, you already pointed out, this actually could affect balance druids, because you can run in as a Feral Fairy Fire opener into Boomy, and then you've got a free, and it doesn't cost you any mana. So really, that's a boost for Boomies too.
For our Hurricane, we have 1k mana. Switch cat form, Feral Fire, whatever. Switch
that's the
back
thing.
To Moonkin, cast a Hurricane.
You can eat in cat form now, or in Wrath. You could do that. So you could turn to cat, eat, get your mana full, and then you still have to pay for the Boomy cost, like to go to Boomy form, but like it's not that expensive. And you could go Boomy, and you get a free nature spell. And if it's Hurricane, that's huge. Whew. Yeah.
One more thing. Does this change strength versus agi or armor pen?
Actually, okay, so this changes everything. But you bring up a good point. This changes sims. So sims are not going to be accurate right away because you weren't able to get the proc rate, so I'll have to fix it. I don't think it'll take long. I'm a programmer, so I understand the concepts here. So I'm assuming they're just going to change the proc rate from 0 to 100%, or however they do that. So the sims are going to be wrong or inaccurate for a little while. But because bear weaving is there, you can kind of use that. Now, as far as stat goes, I don't know. Because if you go pure cat, it's still strength and agi are really close. When we get into TOGC, we're actually pushing up against the crit cap, this crit soft cap anyway. So strength becomes more crucial. So like the strength versus agi thing, it's pretty much in the same boat. So you're still gonna go armor pen, and then you can stack agi or strength, but most people are gonna go strength. And then once you hit your crit cap, for sure you need to go strength. By the time ICC comes out, like everything's gonna just be like capped out, and you're gonna have nothing but strength, because like everything else is strength's the only one that doesn't have a cap. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited for this week. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think every feral should be excited too. Every feral.
It's gonna change the whole like leveling as a feral too.
Imagine if you were already the #1 DPS in your raid, because some ferals are, because just like it's a skill thing. You're gonna just like I don't know if it's gonna blow you out of the water, but it's gonna make your life so much easier if you choose to just drop bear weaving and go cat. And again, I want to emphasize this: bear weaving isn't necessarily dead. I did not test it out, but in theory, it could still work. Well, I want to make sure Sarth's not mad at me for saying that. Okay, cool. It turns out Rugs has also been pitching this. So it wasn't just me. Sarth, if you guys didn't hear me, Sarth told me about this. Like told me he hinted at this about a month or 2 months ago. So he knew, but he couldn't tell anybody. And because I was like, dude, you need to back me up on this. And he said, just wait, some good news is coming. Some good news is coming. So yeah. So this has been in the works for a while. I don't know what took him so long. Would have been great to have it all through Oldor, but
I've got a closing question if you're ready to send it out.
Mm-hmm.
They did acknowledge that ferals had threat issues just because it was bear form, but I wonder if they were also thinking about cower at all.
So
but it shouldn't be an issue now that you're not bear weaving though, right?
No, it's still an issue.
It still would be, because
I do 5-mans, and I don't bear weave or flower shift in 5-mans because who cares? And I'll still pull thread off of certain tanks, usually paladins that are slightly under geared. But like it's still a threat is still an issue for ferals. Cower is garbage, but now cower, it sucks that cower costs a GCD. Because you don't ever want to press it, you know, like, oh, why would I can press Feral Fairy Fire now. If they made it so cower procs Feral Fairy Fire or Omen of Clarity, woo, but we can't win them all. I think it's got a cooldown anyway. There's a cutoff for crit percent, so you could ignore gemming, agi, and crit and go full strength for exactly. Where's Table Slam? I know. Where's Bear Biss? Table Slam, like everybody's missing, and this is such big news. But I'm gonna wrap this up either way. Thanks guys for stopping by and finding out what's going on. If you have any other questions, just jump in the comments. I usually try to respond as soon as possible. I've been moving for the last couple of days, so I've been like AOL. No.
AOL?
AWOL. 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 I'm like, AOL's not right. But yeah, thanks Go for hopping on and talking through this with me, and thanks just everybody again in the feral community for us getting this thing live. Thanks guys,
congrats
and as always, take care guys.